We are finally freaking here, man. The NFL 2023 draft, man. I'm saying not over because I'm so excited. I'm nervous-ish, though, because throughout the day, I live in Japan, and I did not check an ounce of news, not a bit, not a wink, not a nod, not anything. I'm going in blind. These are blind reactions. You're getting a full-on, pre-edited version of me reacting to these picks, and I'm gonna go through round one, all 31 picks because the Dolphins forfeited theirs because they're dumbass mistake. But anyways, let's get into it, man. Damn it, I'm fucking excited, bro. What's up, it's your boy Cintron. Come back at you another analysis video, and I kid you not, it's my real name. Going into some news later because I know that Lamar Jackson signed a 5-year deal. I don't have no idea about the figures, so I was just too afraid to check news. But anyways, let's get into it, man. I'm excited. Let's go. 2023 NFL Draft, Bucky Brooks pick-by-pick analysis for round one, man. And I kind of knew this one was a foregone conclusion. I can see here, Bryce Young comes off the clock, going to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, it just was obvious that that they made a move up from number 9 to number 1, and they had the guy solidly in place, in mind when they made this trade. So quite interesting. But man, he's short, but he's a special player, heady, smart, has the intangibles, but just doesn't have the size or the weight. But for better or worse, they're hitching their wagon to him, so we'll see. And there was a lot of smoke screen surrounding this next pick. Houston Texans, they picked C.J. Stroud, so they decided to just go for him instead of waiting for next year or going with another guy. They were sold on him, so they went ahead and got him. So I'm interested to see what unfolded with number 3 pick. If they trade out, they get an offer that was too good for them to believe, and then how the rest of this, the top 5 got me excited for what is going on, man. I have no idea. So anyway, let's get to number 3, a trade. What the fuck? What the hell? What the fuck? Oh my goodness, bruh. What did they have to give up? I'm gonna look at the receipt later and see all the asterisks and the fees and the charges, but they go 2-3. The Houston Texans going dynamic in his draft. I mean, DeMeco Ryans did get a 6-year contract. He's there for the long term, and then they could fire him. They have to pay him. I mean, they could do that. It would be palatable. But Will Anderson, they doubled down. They said they want the best defensive player in the draft, and for them, the number 2 QB, but a hell of a QB in C.J. Stroud. Who has the touch anticipation. He's good at the intermediate area of the field, the middle of the field. So I mean, they get a stud on both sides, and they're trying to quick rebuild. I mean, he's trying to replicate what he had in San Francisco, getting that edge rush, and get a guy who had 34.5 sacks coming into the league. And man, I wasn't sold him as a generational guy. A Pro Bowler, you're sure. I think he can make it there several trips, but we'll see if he can fill out that resume with some All-Pro tickets, and if he can reach that level of potential. People see it. But man, what a dynamic move by the Houston Texans. I gotta applaud them, bro. They went all out for it, no holding back. All right, the Colts select Anthony Richardson here, and I gotta believe this is can be credited to Shane Steichen, the former Eagles offensive coordinator. He came over from us this offseason and went to be the head coach of the Colts, and him having coached coached up Jalen Hurts. You got to believe that influences this pick. He feels comfortable taking a guy who's in that mold, more athletic, taller, stronger arm. Does he have the intangibles, though? Because, Hurts came in like he's a workout warrior, but also a workout demon. The discipline he has and just the determination to get better, improve, is unmatched. He's, beyond being the first guy, he's pushing the coaches on after the Super Bowl loss and wanting them to come in and devour tape even after a hard loss. He doesn't shy away from greatness. So I mean, does this kid have it? We shall see. But man, he can spin the ball and didn't have a good record at Florida. But man, he's only 20 years old. He's gonna turn 21 soon. But man, what a boatload of talent he has. If he can even reach half of that, 75% of that, man, he'll be great. He'll be great. All right, let's see with the number 5 pick. Devin Witherspoon. Man, the Seattle Seahawks choosing to go with a corner here, taking him off the board. And people were, saying Gonzalez and maybe in the mix, but maybe he's next. I don't know. But, man, a lot of things are falling in place. So I'm interested to see where, Jalen Carter goes. Is he go to the next pick or number 7? Did Howie trade up, or was that just a smoke screen? But, man, they get the best corner in the draft. He's 6'1", I think $180. But, man, can he cover 20 or so quarterback rating, in the mid-20s, I think 25, 26. Excellent, stellar. And he comes up and hit. He sets the edge as a corner. And he can clue in. He can, he's very adept at reading the keys, reading the receivers, most times beating them to the ball, and running the route like he was a receiver. And had a very active picking the ball off in pass deflection. So they get a great corner. And to match with Tariq Woolen from last year, the UTSA corner who came out ran a 4.2, but has excellent size. So they get 2 tall guys out there on the island and challenge you straight up, and trying to rebuild a semblance of that Legion of Boom there in Seattle. All right, next, oh man, wow, Paris Johnson going to the Cardinals. I thought it might have been a smoke screen. So who'd they trade with here? No. They traded with the. No, I have no idea. I'm flying blind here. Because it wasn't Seahawks. I forget who it is. But interesting here. It tells you a lot. They're all in on Kyler Murray. Obviously, they're trying to protect him. Getting a guy who could have some scheme position versatility. He can play guard as well, maybe in a pinch. But they're gonna try him out at tackle, the position he played in 2022, and he has great measurables. He's athletic, 6'6", 3 in the teens, 300 plus in the team, 310, 315. But man, this guy has all the potential, and despite the Northwestern left tackle being the maybe more polished player of technique, and he's a 3-year starter. Just going with the more of that potential that Johnson has, and he's the first lineman off the board. So let's see. I mean, this is kind of beyond what I could have even predicted with some of the picks and trades and stuff like that. But I forgot who's at number 6. But we'll see who's next. All right, Tyreek Wilson going off the board, man. This is interesting. He was actually slotted in a lot of mock drafts, but he falls to the Raiders here. They go he is a size, speed, weight ratio. We just don't know what speed he runs, but he's very athletic. Only had 18 sacks at Texas Tech, but his measurables and him being labeled a freak athletic specimen by his coaches, definitely would make Al Davis proud. And you got to believe that they see him reaching more into his talent at the NFL level, and see if they can polish him and make him better. But we'll see how this pans out for the Raiders. But very solid pick though. I'm mentioned to see who went number 8. Oh, Bijan Robinson. I'm disappointed. But the Falcons, man, they were one of the hidden teams, and obviously they wanted them. They're trying to upgrade that run game there. The guy they had last year, he is going to he's gonna play second fiddle. Maybe not initially. He's gonna take over, but they have a nice tandem there. I'm disappointed. I can't even hide that. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. Man, it sucks. We're gonna have to go into the season with these scrubs at running back. But I'm happy for the Falcons, but I am highly disappointed that we didn't get the guy that I wanted. But we move on. I had a feeling this was gonna happen. You don't always get what you want, and hey, here it is, man. A generational guy there, man. A Tomlinson-like player. I made a comparison in other videos, man. Eagles trade up here. I wonder what we had to, lose. I mean, I don't know if they made this trade post Bijan, but I wonder if they were gonna pick him. It's one fucking pick, man. God damn it, I'm fucking disappointed. I'm so pissed off, man. I mean, but I didn't want them to trade up for him. Actually, though, I wanted it more kind of be natural selection. No pun intended. But we get Jalen Carter here. We trade with the Bears and move a pick down. And we feel comfortable having those guys, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, in place to kind of like regulate him, and then having a strong locker room. And if he will be we will let him know. But man, I'm disappointed with that pick. I mean, he's talented, cool, and all that, but I don't like it. Okay, so it's interesting that the Bears, they traded down for Darnell Wright. Instead of going for Peter Skoronsky. So that maybe kind of tells you how a lot of talent evaluators, since Paris Johnson was also the first O tackle off the board, what they thought of him. They thought that he was maybe on the less gifted side to play tackle. So we'll stick with the team because they get we'll get to that pick next. But already tackles, like I said, saturation at a position. But once the run starts, there's some things that fell in place. They're going to keep trying to. It's going to make other guys elevate and make other guys depreciate. But man, Bijan going in top 10 at number 8 still has me shook. Falcons didn't show anything. They didn't want to show their hand. Obviously, man, great pickup by them, man. At least they're not a division rival. But man, it's gonna suck seeing the production that he can have, and man, my heart's just shot, man. It is what it is, man. But Darnell Wright, man, a good pickup, but interesting that they didn't go Broderick Jones from Georgia. They went with this guy, so solid. I mean, he's really good as well. And it's like tomatoes, for you splicing a split hair with a thin. I'm messing it up because I'm shook about Bijan, man. But splicing it. A hair with an axe, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But it's kind of just pick your flavor kind of thing with these tackles. And we see Peter Skoronsky coming here off the board, going to the Titans. But man, because this is like the second tackle in a row, and just outside of the top 10, 3 tackles going. I mean, it's a run on these guys early, and that's going to elevate those other guys, and some other teams are going to feel the pressure. But I'm really interested to see what the Eagles do with their the other pick. I have a feeling they traded down into the second round and pick up more picks, and we're gonna look at some of the trades after this and see what all happened and see what Lamar's contract was worth. But first, let's get to this draft, man. Yeah, man, he's a solid guy. Gonna come in, give good experience, but we'll see if those alligator arms come in and really affect him, or does he go the route of Rashawn Slater and prove all the naysayers wrong. Number 12, the Detroit Lions going up for Jamar Gibbs. Wow. I mean, we thought there would be 2 first-round backs. I mean, potentially. But for him to go this high? Wow, they put a premium on us. So, I mean, they were, signaling all along. They let Jamal Williams go in the offseason, didn't really value him, let him go to the Saints. And now they get their guy here. We're going to pair with... I forget the other guy's name. And also they picked up David Montgomery. So it make a nice pairing for this year at least. I don't know if he signed a multiple-year deal. I think he did. But a nice lightning to his thunder. So, I mean, it gives them a solid duo and as well a trio. I forget the guy. I'm thinking of Javid Best, but he retired a while ago due to concussions. But, yeah, I mean, like they're building something there in Detroit, and for them to make this move, like I said, there's so many trades. I'm interested to see what we gave up, to move up just one spot, and also what they gave up, to move up, this spot. So, number 13, the Green Bay Packers pick Lucas Van Ness. I think this is too early, man. Power rusher. So, I mean, it's interesting. If he can be a compliment to Rashawn Gary, that'd be great. But can he develop in the league? That'll be the question for them. So, highly talented. He's still very young. He's a sophomore, redshirt sophomore coming out. So, he had, 2 years of eligibility that he gave up. Pittsburgh here making a trade. I mean, like I said, the run on tackles has begun, and they saw, the press. I mean, they read the writing on the wall and said, "Hey, we're not going to be last to get our guy that we want." Broderick Jones, another talented tackle, coming off the board here at 14 with Steelers trading up. And I mean, the trades can be had. People they traded with the New England Patriots here, and they're always willing to will and deal. They're the Patriots. Bill Belichick is an unpredictable maverick out there in the Wild Wild West, known as the NFL. But it's a good, solid pick for them. That really shows that they believe in Kenny, not Kenny Stills, Kenny, the guy from Pittsburgh, quarterback from Pittsburgh. But yeah, they're trying to build around him and protect him, and this is a big step in the way of that. Will McDonald, gosh, Lee coming off the board early, bro. Interesting. That the he was the guy here that I didn't see, but he has a great pass rush. He is undersized. He's in the 230s, but they're not going to ask him to be all world, and he can be maybe complimentary coming off the edge there. I think they have definitely some guys already in the rotation ahead of him, so he can play a great role and come in and learn from an excellent group of pass rushers. So couldn't ask for better mentorship. And then a shocker here. Emmanuel Forbes, the skinny 6'1", $166 corner coming off the board before Christian Gonzalez, before Joey Porter Jr. So that means some guys are going to get great value, no Walmart, at the corner position because he's the second corner, I think, coming here off the board. Man, that tells you a lot. And see, a lot of things were wrong in reading the tea leaves. It's just this is what makes the draft such an unpredictable art because you never know. I didn't have Emmanuel Forbes. I didn't have Will McDonald. I didn't have the run of tackles going that way. I mean, there's just so much unpredictability happening here. So, but they get a guy that obviously they think is talented. And I welcome a guy that is light in the ass and get bowled over. He's more like Devonta Smith size. He can get bullied, but he does have a production. He had 6 pick six there in the SEC, setting a conference record, and 14 picks overall. So I mean, the guy is talented. He can cover, but can he fill the box, tackles at the edge? Doubted on those things, but can he get his weight up as well? All right, the New England Patriots, they draft Christian Gonzalez. Nice, interesting move here. People see him more as a finesse corner, so back-to-back corners here. So the run-on corners might have begun as well. He's the third corner coming off the board here. And if anybody's going to get the mileage, the best out of someone, it's going to be Bill Belichick and coach him up to improve on the things. So a lot of people said he was there when the catch was made, and he just didn't do anything, to affect it. So can they cure him of that? Is it mental, or is it, is it too deep into his psyche that, they can't burn it out of him or train it out of him? We'll see. Jack Campbell, a surprise pick, linebacker. I didn't have him as the first linebacker coming off the board. I had him as a second rounder. But like I said, I don't know Dilly Squad. I'm just going off of reading the air and reading from a amateurish point of view. But man, interesting here. The Lions go with is that two defensive picks? No. They got a running back and they got a linebacker, so more old school. But interesting. They're kind of basing it on the fundamentals here. But a great guy, man. He can cover. I think he's definitely top 3 in this draft. Senior coming out, so he in Iowa they start they start older guys, and also he's well trained, well coached up. So they're getting a valuable piece there in Jack Campbell. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft Kalijah Kancey. So I think this is not a little bit early, but a little bit ahead of schedule for him. But he was always going to come off the board earlier than predicted in the 20s, and definitely not in the 30s. So yeah, I mean they get a talented guy and Warren Sapp-ish, but not as light. Not as heavy as Warren Sapp was. But man, he can rush the pass rusher there, and coming from the interior. You'll see what Todd Bowles can do with another, piece of premium putty in his hands. All right, Seattle Seahawks draft Jackson and Jimmy Smith. So, man, that would be nice, man, for them. They're trying to really win now with Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf. That's a solid trio. Can he come in and learn immediately? I mean, definitely, this pressure is still, it's on him, but he can still make some moves. Just with simpler routes and red zone, like packages and stuff like that. But I mean, interesting pick. I had him going earlier in the draft, but like I said, great misdirection from teams, hiding their true intentions. But talented guy though, man. All right, Quentin Johnson. See, back to back. I will get to that in a second, but Quentin Johnson. Man, he's a deep speed threat, and maybe they don't need him to come in and be. They don't need him to come in and be number 1. They already have Allen there, but and then I forget the other Mike Jones, but another wide receiver, possession receiver, but he does have a decent enough speed, but gives him a interesting trio of receivers there, and can he come in and work on his hands, just get on the jumping machine and get this man up to speed, because he already got the speed. Now he's to get up to speed with these. The Baltimore Ravens here, Zay Flowers, interesting pick. They're trying to add more talent there. He's going to be playing along Odell Beckham, and obviously Lamar Jackson is the quarterback, so a talented slot guy, very good route runner, and let's see if he can be as productive in the NFL. All right, dang, back to back receivers. Damn, Minnesota Vikings add a running mate for Justin Jefferson here, Jordan Addison. Another guy who's a good route runner. So back to back, it's like interesting. Like it's scary how copycat things are going here in this draft thus far. But they get the guy that they wanted to pair up with Justin Jefferson. Another good route runner, and trying to replace Adam Thielen in his production that's gone to the Panthers, as well as they got hell of a lot younger, and let's see if he can. Put to bed some of those, just draft doubters. Deonte Banks, a solid pick here. Actually, Mox had him going here. A good talented corner, so they finally get some put some respect on that defense there. You get Wink Martindale, some premium talent. The scrubs and Drakes he was playing with last year. It was a wonder that they made it to the playoffs and then did what they did. But they did well. But we'll see. It'd be interesting to see the NFC NFC Beast get more competitive as well. So I welcome that, even though you want to see your rival get that. Trade here. I don't know if they traded. It's like 5 or 6 trades, man. Dalton Kincaid going to the Buffalo Bills, so they bring in a talented tight end. Add the weapons that Josh Allen is trying to push them into that in the area where they can push past the Chiefs and the Bengals to go on to the Super Bowl, and this helps. The Dallas Cowboys going Matthew Smith here. So they've been on the line. It's just like once you're cycling guys in and out, I don't want to be hitting on the same positions over and over and over and over and over again. You want to sparse it out every 4 to 5 years. It's just interesting. It's ridiculous, but hey, he's a talented guy. Can be disruptive, big. 320, 330. But what's he gonna be doing in Big D, man? All right, Anton Harrison, another trade here. I forget they traded. I think they were at 24, so I think they traded with the Giants, maybe. But yeah, he's a talented guy. Okay, Cam Robinson suspension. He's gonna come in and maybe start now. He's a raw guy, but they can train him up and maybe after Cam suspension, put him back on the bench and let him learn. Don't let him get too burned too early, but another talented guy tackles. But he's maybe the best of what's left. And look at maybe who's left as well on the board. But Miles Murphy, good, but I think he gives them a good value pick here, man. And actually, these two were mocked, and maybe not in the same draft, and different. Cincinnati Bengals getting a talent here. He runs a 4.51, 6'5", 275. Man, he's gonna bring that pass rush. Maybe not make a mistake of pushing Mahomes out of bounds in the AFC Championship, but gives them a talent to go with that guy who did that and won't do it again. So, yeah, man, I would have loved for the Eagles to have picked him if he was still on the board. I don't think we would have double dipped on the line though. I think we traded out Brian Breesy coming here, man. If he can get those injuries right, he'll be a draft steal here. But dealt with a lot. Lost his younger sister. The cancer, I think it was brain cancer, and then dealing with injuries, recovering from ACL that he suffered, I think, the previous year in 2021, and just, can he, fulfill that potential? He was a 5-star recruit, but yeah, this guy has a lot to bring to the table if healthy. Interesting. Nolan Smith, I did not see that, and we actually made both of our first round picks, so. Damn. How many Georgia guys are we gonna get? We got 2 linebackers now. And we got we got a D tackle, 2 D tackles, 2 linebackers. And who else? I think that's it. But both at the same, same positions technically, but I'll be interested to see. He's said to have, to be a good edge defender versus a run as well. But he's only 238. He does run a 4.39. But I feel like this is our answer to what's his name there in Dallas, talented Micah Parsons. I mean, but I think I like it because it wreaks havoc, man. He think about him in blitz packages. Think about him and Hassan Reddick coming off the edge. Cool. But like I said, I'm just concerned about that edge. I just really wanted Ade Warrior. Ade told me, but we're not gonna get him. And Felix Adeduke Uzo, I'm gonna butcher your name. Frank Clark, him. I didn't have him as a first round either, but I mean he's kind of on that borderline. So interesting pick here by the Chiefs. The rich get richer. Yeah, Frank Clark was on the way out, but he was aging out and wasn't worth the billing that he had currently. But man, this is the NFL draft first round in the books, and I'm disappointed. I mean, but it is what it is, man. It just can't be helped. But man, I'm just a little disappointed. Let's see if we can get some of these trades, man. All right, let's just get to this. I mean, Lamar Jackson signs a 5-year, $260 million deal. So I mean, he gets a little bit more than Hurts. $185 million in guarantees, $52 per million makes him the highest paid player. So I mean, he gets his money. Good for him. It's interesting how they made this, right before the draft. The impetus being, I mean, they really wanted to have him in place before trying to make moves. You can't do that without having your huge franchise quarterback in place. All right, so here we look at some of the trades. So the Bills jumped the Cowboys. So the Bills receive 25 from the Giants, and they get 27 and a fourth rounder. So, I mean, definitely not bad at all. All right, so here the Giants receive the first round pick, and then they gave the Jaguars the first, a fifth, and a seventh. So, I mean, not that bad with conversation. Steelers jump up 3 spots, so the price of their ascension was a fourth rounder. So, interesting. We did something that I thought how it would be against. Yeah, it wasn't worth that much. We only had to go at 1 spot, and we lost a 2024 fourth rounder, but we're most likely going to recoup something of that and around that value. So this is nothing basically, and it was worth it to get your player because maybe the Bears were going to take him, but I don't think they would have. But yeah, they were okay with losing him, which says that they were cool either way. All right, Carolina. Cardinals receive a 1 and a 3. They gave up a 2 and a 5. So I mean, they're pricey, but yeah, they get their guy. All right, so what was it? Oh my goodness, man! To get Will Anderson, they gave up a 4. I mean, they receive a 4th this year, but they gave up a 2 this year, a 1 next year, and a 3. Golly, was he worth? Will Anderson is basically worth 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. Like that's why I was glad the Eagles weren't making a move up to get him, because once you saw that happen, that everything could be in play. But actually, Jalen Carter still slipped because the Seahawks they weren't going to draft him. The Raiders weren't going to draft him. So it's interesting that we took a gamble on somebody basically, because all those teams passed on him basically means that he was a risk, and we believe we can mitigate that by surrounding him with so many Georgia players. We have 3 of his teammates. What in the hell is this? I had no idea, bro. The Eagles receive a 3rd rounder. Okay, that's why they felt so comfortable in making so interesting. We get updated. We got 2 3rd rounders, and we're gonna most likely parlay that into other picks. So that's why how they felt so comfortable. Interesting caveat. Tampering with because we switched picks. So I'm confused on this. I have to check this. What in the hell happened? Okay, so they effed up, and we still gave them a 5th round. So yeah, another pick that we're most likely gonna recoup. So we get that earlier pick, and we're most likely gonna trade down. So that's that's a hell of an early pick, almost a second rounder, basically a late second rounder. So we're gonna maybe parlay that into some other stuff. But I mean, that's news to me. I had no idea. But yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here with that. Just golly, man, a monster draft. I'm actually gonna go and read up some other news, like articles and such. But Bijan did not follow us, man. Damn it! I'm mad, but anyways, you ain't even watching though. It's all good though, cause it's always fly Eagles fly, and let's mother freaking go! Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.